What comes to your mind when I say the word communication? Well, I hope it's not the gossip you do on a daily basis. Learning to communicate effectively is like trying to master the art of making the perfect cup of coffee. It's all about balance, the right ingredients, and a touch of finesse. And just like with coffee, sometimes you end up with a bitter mess instead of a smooth blend. But fear not. What I'm going to be sharing with you here is not only going to help in communicating effectively, but also in boosting your confidence so that the next time when you're standing among a bunch of people, you don't have to run for your life when it's your turn to speak. Let's get started. The basics start with hello. So first things first, you want to make sure that you learn the basics before making your way to more complex things. The first step in communication is to actually, communicate. Sounds simple, right? However, you'd be shocked how many individuals struggle with simply saying hello. And this is exactly what I meant when I said basics. Although it's not that hard for most folks, it is actually the most daunting thing. Starting a conversation can be difficult for a variety of reasons, including shyness, fear of rejection, and the notion that telepathy would suddenly become possible. So what can you do about it? Well, practice. As they say, practice makes a man perfect. The same can be applied here. Try communicating with your reflection in the mirror. If your reflection doesn't respond, you're off to a great start. If it does, you might need more help than this guide can provide. Listen more than you speak. One of the simplest yet the hardest at the same time in effective communication is to listen to the other person more than to speak. And trust me, this is another thing that a lot of people find difficult to deal with. Why? Because of that one thing on their face, right underneath their nose. Yeah, you got that right. And that is why I believe that one of the biggest secrets to good communication is listening. Imagine you're on a date with someone who talks nonstop about their collection of vintage spoons. How interested are you, really? Exactly. Now imagine if they actually asked about your extensive knowledge of 19th century Lithuanian literature. Suddenly you're interested. Listening shows you care and value the other person's input. Plus, it gives you a chance to catch your breath and think of something smart and creative to say next. I mean, how good does that sound, right? Now, there is a significant distinction between engaged listening and simply hearing. When you truly listen, when you are engaged with what is being said, you will notice tiny intonations in someone's voice that indicate how that person is feeling and the feelings they are attempting to transmit. When you're an engaged listener, you not only gain a greater understanding of the other person, but you also make them feel heard and understood, which can also help you form a stronger, deeper relationship. By talking in this manner, you will also experience a process that reduces stress and promotes physical and mental well-being. If the person you're speaking with is peaceful, for example, actively listening to them will encourage you to relax as well. Similarly, if the person is anxious, you might assist them calm down by listening attentively and making them feel understood. Here's a pro tip. Nod occasionally while listening. It gives the impression that you're engaged, even if you're mentally compiling your grocery list. Body language, the silent communicator. If you think that it's just your words that matter while you're communicating with another person, you need to think again. Words are important, but so is your body language. This can also be described as nonverbal communication, and the way you look, listen, move, and react to another person tells them more about how you're feeling than words alone ever can. Nonverbal communication, or body language, includes facial expressions, body movement and gestures, eye contact, posture, the tone of your voice, and even your muscle tension and breathing. Think of it as the background music in a movie. It sets the tone. Crossed arms can make you seem defensive, while an open posture invites interaction. Smiling is like adding a laugh track to your conversation, which makes everything seem friendlier. Learning to comprehend and use nonverbal communication can help you connect with others, express yourself authentically, negotiate difficult circumstances, and develop stronger relationships at home and at work. So how can you work on it? You may improve your communication by employing open body language, arms uncrossed, standing with an open posture or sitting on the edge of your seat, and making eye contact with the person you're speaking with. Body language can also be used to reinforce or enhance your spoken message, such as patting a friend on the back while applauding him on his accomplishment, or beating your fists. Just make sure you don't pat that hard that the other person doesn't want to sit with you the next time. And to really know about it, for instance, if you're unsure about your body language, practice in front of a pet. If they run away, then you might just want to adjust your approach. The art of small talk is like the appetizer before the main course. It might not be the most satisfying, but it's necessary to set the stage. The weather, current news, or the universally popular topic of traffic can all help to break the ice. Here's the secret. Small talk isn't about the subject. It's about setting the stage for more important conversation. You don't have to be a meteorologist to comment on the weather or a traffic analyst to lament the rush hour gridlock. The goal is to find common ground. You might begin with, "Can you believe this weather?" and end up discovering a shared love for obscure indie films. It's all about making the first connections, which can lead to more profound conversations. But avoid controversial topics like politics, religion, or whether pineapple belongs on pizza during initial conversations. Unless you want to start a food fight, then by all means, go ahead. Asking questions shows genuine interest. Now, this is again something very important, but also something quite hard for most people. You may get surprised by this, but asking questions is a fantastic way to keep a conversation flowing. It shows that you're interested in the other person and gives you something to talk about. Now, hear me out on this, because this is fun. Think of it as a game of catch. You throw a question, they catch it, and throw an answer back. The key here is to ask open-ended questions that invite more than a yes or no answer. Instead of, "Do you like movies?" try, "What's the best movie you've seen recently?" This not only keeps the conversation continuing, but also helps you understand more about the person you're speaking with. Taking real interest in their comments helps them feel valued and appreciated. Who knows, maybe you'll discover that you both enjoy cheesy 80s action films. Humor, the universal icebreaker. Humor is a great tool for communication. It can reduce stress, increase rapport, and make you appear more friendly. However, use it cautiously, as you would with hot sauce. Too much might overshadow the discourse and create a negative impression. A well-timed joke or lighthearted quip can transform a dreary conversation into an interesting one. Self-deprecating humor is usually a safe bet because it demonstrates that you do not take yourself too seriously and can laugh at your own expense. Just don't go overboard and make it a sad party. Remember that you want to come across as pleasantly humble rather than horribly insecure. If you can make the other person laugh, you've established a link that will make future communication easier and more fun. Empathy, walk a mile in their shoes. Now, this is something that most people lack when it comes to effective communication, or maybe just communication. Empathy is about understanding and sharing the emotions of others. It's like being a psychic without the crystal ball. When you demonstrate empathy, you establish a relationship that transcends words. This entails attentively listening to what the other person is saying and responding in a way that demonstrates you truly understand their emotions. Phrases such as, "I understand how you feel," or "that sounds really tough," can help you form a solid connection. Empathy is more than just agreeing with the other person. It is about acknowledging their sentiments and demonstrating that you care. It's about walking a mile in their shoes, even if only metaphorically, and experiencing the world through their eyes. So go ahead and communicate. Say hello, listen, ask questions, and don't be hesitant to share a joke or two. If all else fails, remember that even the most effective communicators began with an awkward silence or so. And if you'd like to have a personal recommendation from my side, I'd suggest you give a read to this book, Talk Like Ted, by Carmine Gallo, and you'll see your communication making wonders. Let us know with your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell icon to never miss our future updates. Thanks for watching.